Hello, magic makers, starshine, sparkleliciousness. Welcome to January. Welcome to 2023. You did it. You made it to the new year. Congratulations. And January will not disappoint, nor will 2023. So if you like what's happening here, please be sure to share, like, subscribe, and do all the things. And just know I'm really honored to walk this journey with you in all the ways and all the expressions and incarnations, and really, truly along this pathway of becoming new humans, of shifting your consciousness, and of awakening souls. We are truly walking each other home. So 2023, January, what you can expect. This from a numerological perspective, and stick around to the end where there's the 4 frequencies that you most need to know in order to really embody and embrace the magic that this month of January has in store for you. So we're going to get started with the universal month is 8. 8 is the infinity sign. I love to think of the 8 as bringing all of our heavenly desires through the heart and optimizing them right through the earth energy. So it's kind of this infinite loop, your heart being the midline of all things, all creation, your desire. It's a potent manifestation portal. The 8 is also most known for the acknowledgement. It's a number of acknowledgement. It's a number of being seen. It's a number of being successful. It's a number of optimizing fame, success, money, all of those beautiful things, power, wealth, influence. That is the number 8. So it's all here for you, and it's all here ready to kick this new year off in a really big way. It's the opening to the infinite possibilities, but it does require you to be steadfast and super committed. So it comes, and I'm not a fan of the word work, but it comes with diligence. It comes with commitment. It comes with consistency. If you're willing to be consistent in this month, stay focused, and really kind of optimize the charge ahead, your success is in the realms of infinite possibilities. It brings great rewards and can bring a tremendous amount of recognition. Now, there is a shadow to all this, of course, which is the good old ego. So make sure that you're really optimizing your greatest service, that you're coming from a place of humbleness and of true intention to be in high service. Watch your egos as you begin to emerge and blow up. It's really important to anchor your personal value systems, and that's what's going to keep you out of that egoic self and keep you in that mindset of service. So the more reach you have, the more money you make, the more your message, whatever it is, gets out there, and the more your service is expanded and enhanced, the more people you help, right? So is it in service of self or in service of the collective? That is going to make the difference in how this month serves you, and in turn, how you serve the collective. Really important to be very crystal clear on what are you working to become? What do you believe in? Where are your value systems? How can you give back? Again, just anchoring in that we instead of the me frequency. It's really what we're becoming, and the great remembrance of the collective consciousness of the oneness of all that is. And the beauty of 2023 is we are moving out of a 6-year. 2022 is a 6-year, and we're moving into a 7-year. And 7's one of my favorite numbers. Yes, we have the lucky number 7. But the cool thing about 7, and the cool thing about numbers in general, is they show you who they are, right? So the 7 brings you this energy of heaven, delight, straight down to earth. So if 8 is the infinity through the heart, 7 is the consciousness, bringing the awareness down, anchoring it. It expands across heaven to deliver itself firmly into the earth plane. And don't we need some of that right now? Especially after these last couple of years of it's just been a lot, hasn't it? So we still have a lot to go, I want to say, but what 7's going to bring us is that opportunity to have a little bit more ease, more grace, more consciousness. It's an evolution frequency. It's very pivotal number. It symbolizes both analysis, wisdom, higher consciousness, evolution. It's a symbol of perfection and of eternal life. So we get to really bring some of this heavenly energy and essence down into this earth plane, and we definitely need that. So it requires you to really focus on what is true for you. This whole year is like, what is true for you? What do you know? How can you live your most authentic and harmonious life? And if you are in the commitment, the consistent commitment to doing that, then you are going to support this new earth birth exponentially. So it's a no BS kind of year. It's like cut the crap and get to what is true. And you do that by getting to what is true within you. What do you know to be true? What do you believe? Not from any programs or what anyone outside of you has told you, but really this last year has been so much about perfecting the inner gaze for that number 6, that nurturing of mother. Like, what do you know to be true? Now is where you get to stand to stand in the full glory of what it is that you do know, what is true for you. It doesn't have to be true for anybody else, and you don't have to convince anybody else of what is true. You have to stand in the frequency and the familiarity of the truth that is alive within you. Must become that. And the eminence, this is channeled, the eminence of your becoming will spill forth through you. And that indeed is the greatest expression of your service as you help to expand the consciousness of humanity. So 7's a super fun year. It has an aura of discovery, of expanding intuition, a lot of compassion, a lot of grace. It gives us the capacity to understand ourselves more greatly, and therefore to be more empathic and to understand the collective at large, right? To help us all wake up. Okay, let's move into the astrology, and there is a lot of it. So we enter the beautiful month of January in this new year of 2023 with Mercury retrograde. Yay! It went retrograde on the 30th of December, and as with all retrogrades, like, it's kind of nice to get it kind of optimized, get the first one optimized at the beginning of the year, and then we'll have some clean sailing for a little bit. But it's just important, as you know, with Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde can work on your behalf. It isn't always a negative thing. It is very much about slowing down, about precision, about double, triple checking, about just slowing down in greater presence. And couldn't we all use that in our daily life, just to be more present, slow down, check things, be crystal clear with your communication, double check, triple check. If there needs to be a correction, be very gracious, very kind, very present in your communication, your communion, and allow extra time for all things. So that will go direct on January 18th. We enter on the 2nd of January, Venus enters Aquarius. And what you can expect is it's kind of like that sacred rebel emergence. It brings in that kind of like breaking the boundaries of who you are, how you express, right? Venus being the planet of love, the feminine, that like color outside of the lines, that kind of like, it calls forth for a greater expression of self and gives you kind of this unabashed sense of being. So enjoy it. Let it be fun for you. You're going to want to do things your way, but be mindful of how that affects others, especially because Mercury is in retrograde, right? So communication is going to be a little interesting. Good time to really come inside and to be very present with self. On January the 6th, we have a Cancer full moon. Now, let's remember Mars is still retrograde. It went retrograde several weeks ago. And we'll get to when it goes direct, but that's the planet of war, of change, of juice. So what you need to know with this full moon is that the full moon is in Cancer, and Cancer is the moon. And so it can be a very emotional moon. And we have Mars that's actually going to be coming out of its retrograde on the 12th. So it's a really important time to practice some of those yin qualities. It's a great full moon to be very nurturing, to kind of stay home, stay in, cook meals, kind of optimize some of what we consider to be more of a feminine frequency, self-care, baths, quiet nights, like really be in the yin of the full moon. And you'll have an opportunity to see a little bit of like where your disconnect has been with self. That's what's coming through. It's going to be this bright lens to really look at the fullness of you and how do you want to optimize who you're willing to become in this new year. It's a great time for inner reflection. but just steer clear of the drama because emotions could definitely be high. January 12th, Mars goes direct. Yay! And you're going to feel this, when planets are retrograde, the energy kind of retracts. It feels like it's moving backwards. It's review time. And so there's this acceleration. So you're going to feel a lot of energy, a lot of forward movement and momentum wanting to carry you forth. Enjoy the propelling energy of it and kind of like it's go time. Let's go in all the ways. January 20th brings you into Aquarius. My fellow Aquarians out there, it's our time to shine. It's time to get a little freaky. Aquarians are traditionally the rebels, the innovators, I'll do it my way, I'll do it this way, I'll do it any way I feel like let the freak flag fly, let's go. It's a lot of freedom. Aquarians love freedom. They like non-conformity. It's the great rebel rouser. So that energy is coming in to kind of kick off the year, which feels great to me. Let's also remember that Aquarian is the sign of great humanitarianism. We really do have a deep, deep, deep care for humanity, even though we're in this kind of rebellious, freaky, do things different, innovation way. There's also a huge humanitarianism that comes through the Aquarian energy. And it's the change maker emergence. So it's time for change. And so the next day on January 21st, we have an Aquarian new moon. And it's a really great time. All new moons are the fresh starts. But you're getting this like just coming into the sun sign of Aquarian and then this fresh new moon start. And it's a great time for you to be focusing your energy on like, how can I be my best version? And how can I make this world the best version? What is my role in transforming and in a non-conforming sort of way, like to help the humans of the planet emerge? That is a great, great space to focus your gaze. If you've been very involved in humanitarianism and out there kind of like, pounding the pavement, then this new moon actually brings you into some self-care. And if you've been very involved in self, not just self is beautiful, but if your focus has been so insular, it's time that you kind of part the veils and look to the world at large. How can I be in my greatest service? What is needed out there? And what key to the queendom, to the collective do I hold that I could be a contributing part to? And then we get to January 22nd, the day after that. So very sequential. Uranus goes direct, and it's been in a retrograde. We've had so many planets in retrograde. It's been retrograde for almost 6 months, and since last August, and it's going to give you a chance to the reversal of it, the retrograde of it has been this kind of deep review of like, who am I? And what do I like about myself? And what could use some zhuzhing in order to be a greater expression of myself? So again, that it's pulled back and it's retrograde for review, and then it slings forward. And in that coming forward, it's where you get to emerge with the authentic truth of who and what it is you're willing to claim as yourself as you emerge out and come out into your full glory, your full expression. So a lot going on this month. 26th, the Venus enters into Pisces, which is going to change that frequency. It brings out a deepening of intimacy in all your relationships, Pisces being that deep emotion and that, what lies beneath the surface bubbling. And it's kind of just enjoy the ease of deepening love that happens with Venus on January 26th. So busy month astrologically. It kicks off the year in a great way. And it's just a great month to really get the frequency of 2023 moving. It's promising to be a more grounded, a bit more of a positive year. I'm not saying that there's not major things that are going to come. Of course there are. We're in a birth cycle. We're bringing in the age of Aquarius. It's a lot. We're emerging as new humans. We're creating a new earth. It's kind of a big deal. But this is going to kind of be more of that deconstruct over the last 2 to 3 years. And now we start to see or feel the frequency of the rebirth, which feels really good to me. Be sure to check out in the comments or wherever you're seeing this. I am putting out into the world my She Emergence. I'm very excited about it. She being the sacred heart emergence as the divine feminine awakens. It's a 4-week course starting on January the 14th. And I am excited to open up and initiate through the temple of higher remembrance, the divine feminine, through the priestess pathway. We get to embody and embrace our power, our ritual, our sensuality, our sexuality, our greatest expressions. And if you're feeling the call, I would love for you to walk the path of great remembrance with me. She awakens. Okay, the four frequencies that are most important to embody, embrace, and acknowledge this month to optimize what is possible for you. Number 1, truth. It's just a great truth-telling month. The astrology, the numerology coming into your highest regard, both the 7 and the 8, bring that truth, stand in your truth unwavering. You don't have to explain your truth. It's not about convincing others of any kind of truth. It's about being steadfast and true in what it is you know to be true and allowing the peace of that knowing to be your greatest expression, your greatest frequency. Be clear, have clarity within yourself, and allow that to inform who you are and how you're willing to show up in the world. It is super important. Number 2, it's kind of the Sacred Rebel unleashed. Sacred Rebel is one of my favorite tarot decks, and it's this kind of real honoring of self. Like, you're going to want to color outside of the lines, and it's okay. It's even good for some of you, especially if you've been repressing yourself. It's great to be mindful, to be truthful, to be playful as you emerge as the rebel, conscious rebel. So it's okay to kind of step out and let some of the old fall away so you can really emerge and become new. And there's not, we hear a lot of new year, new you. It's not about like leaving all of you behind. It's just like the parts that aren't working. You might even surprise yourself this month when you unleash that sacred rebel that lives within you. Number 3 is exploration. It's essential that you really move into not what you know, but what you know in your heart and in your soul, and to stretch yourself, to move out of your comfort zones, to stretch yourself out of the familiar, to commit yourself to that which you know to be true, and to take some brave stands, to put yourself out in the world differently, to make your proclamations. Again, it's not this loud bantering, it's just holding a frequency of truth and explore what is possible beyond what is familiar. Number 4 is humility. With all things, hold grace in your heart. Hold it with ease, especially with this 8 energy of success and how that egoic self can get really activated in this month. Humbleness, humility is the word, and humility and humanity really are very resonant in frequency together. That's your job. That's your opportunity. That is the way. Walk the path of humbleness with a tremendous amount of gratitude within you. So check out She. I look forward to seeing you in all the ways and places. Thank you for your presence on this earth. Thank you for walking this path with me. I'm sending so much love to your light, and I hope that January serves and soothes your soul in all the ways.